Jacky.
Hey Brian, how you doing?
Hey man, what's up?
I'm good. I'm just chilling, just playing some guitar. How you doing?
Very good, very good. Oh man, just reading the credits about you and information about you. I mean, all the guitar kids and players are looking to you for, like, you're the new savior, you know? So, I mean...
Really? That's awesome.
You know, I'm like reading Michelangelo thinking you're the best new guitarist out there. And you were listed in, you know, many, you know, top 20 best of new guitarists around. What's that feeling like?
It feels really, really, really good, actually. Wow. I mean, just because it's something that I love so much and have spent my life doing. I mean, I really didn't do it to try and get that stuff. I just did it because I love it, and to get to a point where people appreciate it or like it is just really flattering and makes me feel really good. So yeah.
Cool, cool. I mean, for a young guy, you got Falling in Reverse, you got a solo album out. I mean, endorsements, and you know, the younger kids are, you know, just starting out. How does it feel being that young, and really the world's at your feet right now?
I mean, yeah, it feels good. I mean, I've worked hard towards it, you know. So it's like it never really felt like work because I always enjoyed it so much. And but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'm only getting started, I guess.
Oh, definitely.
It's been a long road, but I feel like I'm just getting started, and to have had any kind of recognition of, I mean, the recognition that I have already, it just makes me feel really good and just kind of inspires me to keep going with it, you know, and get even better and release better albums.
Great, great. When you, like, in the early days when you were a young kid, you know, maybe in your room playing guitar and stuff like that, did you ever think you know, you really would have a future in music? And you know, what was your goal back then?
I didn't know either way. It was my dream. It's what I wanted to do. Like I said to everyone when I was a kid, I was like, I'm gonna grow up. I'm gonna be a rock star. Like, you know what I mean? I want to be a guitar player. I want to be like Steve Vai. I want to be like these dudes that I listened to as a kid. You know, so like, I mean, not saying that I've done that whatsoever. I'm just saying to be on the path to doing something I love is awesome. But I mean, as far as knowing how far I would get, I really didn't know. I just knew that I had to jump in the deep end, which is like when I went to America, it was definitely me jumping in the deep end and really taking a big risk. But I knew that it's something that I had to do, and I think it worked out for the best. So
cool.
I'm definitely happy about how things are turning out. But no, I didn't know. I didn't know how far I would get.
Right.
And I still don't. You know, I'm just working hard at it and just doing the best I can and being the guitar player that I want to be. You know.
Right. That's great, man. I mean, when you started to work on the solo album, Star X Speed Story, you know, did somebody approach you, or you just said, I'm going to go out on my own and see what I could do?
Well, basically, that was, I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to be in a rock band. I wanted to play rock music and be a lead guitar player. But I also wanted to have a solo career. I also wanted to release solo albums because I love guitar-oriented music. I always have. So that was definitely lined up way back in the beginning, along with wanting to be in a band. They kind of were hand in hand with each other the whole time. So it was a plan for my entire life, really.
Very cool, very cool. I mean, Paul Gilbert, Joe Satriani, all these guys like are icons and stuff, and actually have comments about you. And I mean, that must blow your mind.
Oh yeah, it's insane. I still can't believe it daily if I see it or I think about it. I'm just kind of thinking, what the hell did I do to deserve that? That's so awesome. But yeah, no, it's crazy because these people are guitar gods to me. They are heroes to me. They always have been, you know, as a kid. So to me, it's just really rewarding. It just makes me feel good, you know. It's the best thing I could have really asked for, you know.
Wow. When you're like, you played Warped Tour and stuff like that, and when you look out in the crowd and stuff like that, and you see all these people, you know, singing the songs with you and everything else, so what goes through your mind?
Don't fuck up. Pretty much. Pretty much don't fuck up. That's what goes through my mind. And whenever I think don't fuck up is when I always fuck up. But
wow.
So I actually try and relax, because if I'm really relaxed and I'm not thinking, I'm not worried, I'm not nervous, I actually play my best shows when I'm just chill, relaxed. It doesn't matter how many people it is. If I just keep calm, I've had time to warm up and I'm relaxed, I always have a good show. But yeah, so I'm just trying to play the best show that I can and put on the best performance that I can. But sometimes when you do look out into the crowd, you think like, "What the hell have I got myself into? It's crazy."
Right. Wow.
But in a good way, you know.
Wow. When like young kids, guys, girls, everybody, they come up to you and you know, ask for an autograph, and you're a young guy yourself. You what goes through your mind at that point?
It's just awesome. It's just like, wow. Like, I mean, it was possible. It was achievable. Everything that I wanted to achieve doesn't seem so impossible now. It seems that the work has paid off to an extent, you know. And for people to ask for that is just. It's just insane. It's a really good feeling.
Cool. How about when you go to pick out a new guitar? I mean, how does that work? You know, I'm just going to walk in, I'm going to take that one, you know, whatever. How does that work out?
I never actually got to do that very much throughout my life. I mean, I had a Stratocaster when I was a kid, and then after that I had an Ibanez Destroyer. I got that when I was about 13 years old.
Right.
And after that, I really didn't get. I think I got another Ibanez maybe 5 or 6 years after that. So it was really kind of a rare thing if I actually went to buy a guitar. But it's cool being in the position I am now and having a relationship with Dean Guitars, who are putting out my signature guitar.
Right.
Because I'll be like. If I want to try out a guitar, or if I want to, so let's say I want to work on like let's say I want to like play on a telly kind of thing to like practice my blues stuff and get my blues chops up, then they'll send me one to work on. You know what I mean? So I'm in a really good position with Dean Guitars. They've been really cool to me, and they help me out with my guitars now. As far as actually going to the stores and buying one. It was a really kind of rare occurrence, so I'm not sure I can answer that one.
Wow. Like when you play a show, is there any special thing you ask for, maybe on a tour rider, or something that you always had to have, you know, before a show or during the show or whatever?
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, I'm really easygoing. I'm the most chilled, relaxed dude in the entire world. But one thing that I do need before I go on stage is a lot of caffeine. Because sometimes I'm a little bit too chilled out. So I have like a huge Starbucks iced coffee with like extra caffeine shots in there or whatever. Right. Or like a whole bunch of Red Bull. So as long as I have caffeine, then I'm good to go.
Cool. Are you ready for superstardom? And like, you know, there might be a time, or probably will be a time, where you know, you're not even going to be able to relax. You go into a restaurant, people are going to be hounding you and stuff like that. Are you personally ready for something like that?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get to that point. I mean, it's crazy. Like, we'll be on tour now, and if you like, let's say if we're on Warped Tour, if I walk around Warped Tour during the day, then obviously there's going to be a lot of people coming up to me asking for autographs and pictures and stuff like that. But in my general sort of daily life, that never happens. So it's like living two different lives in a way. Right. But I don't think it'll get to that point. I mean, if it does, then cool. Like, whatever. Like, hopefully,
wow.
Then I don't know. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll be cool, you know. But I don't think it'll get to that point. But you know, cool. It'd be cool if it does.
Yeah, definitely. Is there any personal goal you want to achieve?
Yeah, a lot. I want to continue with my solo career.
Right.
I definitely want to become better at guitar. Better as a guitar player, and I really want to release some better albums and keep getting better and better. And I mean, as long as I'm expressing myself musically and I keep going with that, then I'm happy. You know, I have that kind of outlet. But I also, I'm really into art. I want to be a painter.
Cool.
Yeah, I actually can't even draw. I used to be able to when I was a kid. I used to be able to when I was a kid. I kind of want to rekindle that, and because my imagination is absolutely insane.
Right.
My imagination is just crazy. It's like a cartoon going on in my head 24/7. So I kind of need to let it out. If not through music, then through art. So yeah, I guess I want to be a painter.
Cool. What was something you would draw?
I loved anime art and stuff like that. I would draw the Japanese anime and stuff like that. So
Wow.
I'm really into that kind of art. I love it.
Cool. What did your family think of your success at this time?
They're like, I think they're just saying, thank God that that is not back here just on welfare or on the dole or whatever. Just sort of, yeah. I mean, they're really happy because my dad would leave guitars around the house and kind of let me fall in love with music myself, as opposed to like pushing me towards it in any kind of particular way, you know. So I fell in love with music myself just by kind of have my dad kind of slowly leaving guitars around, you know. So I guess he's pretty happy. I think, I mean, because he's a guitar player, so I guess he's really happy. You know, my parents are really happy, and my family is and stuff. And I think honestly they're kind of thinking, thank God he actually did something, as opposed to like just going off the rails. Because it could have gone either way, you know. It went a good way. So.
Cool. Now, I mean, just to set up this interview, we had to cancel it a couple times and stuff like that. How busy?
Yeah.
How busy are you?
Actually, when I'm on tour, I am very busy because when we're on tour, basically I have to figure out what time the sound check's going to be the next day and what time our meet and greet is. We normally do a meet and greet, and sometimes it's up to a couple hundred kids every day. And in between there, I actually teach lessons. On tour, I teach guitar lessons of up to 5 kids at once. So I have to arrange that, and then I get up on the bus. I run into the venue. Have you ever seen that TV show Dexter?
Oh yes.
Do you know when he sets up a kill room?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
That's kind of like what it's like for me to try and run into a new venue every day and try and find somewhere to teach. I have to find somewhere quiet, away from everything, somewhere with electricity I can plug in my practice amp, and I have to like gather up some chairs and stuff like that. It's kind of like finding somewhere to teach is almost like setting up a kill room in Dexter. That's kind of how I think of it. But
wow.
So yeah, so I guess it's a pretty busy day for me, along with teaching, meet and greets, and then obviously playing the show on tour. But when I'm off tour, I actually try and make myself as busy as I can with writing and teaching, etc.
Cool. Is there any special foods you always look forward to when you go out on tour or anything like that?
Not on tour, but sushi is my favorite food. I'm obsessed with sushi.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Especially in go to California, it seems like on almost every block there's a sushi bar. So
and in Vegas there's some great sushi places out here.
Wow. So going on tour, is it as hard as everybody says? It's like really difficult, and I mean you really don't have no time for yourself.
I mean, it depends what your mind frame is. I mean, for example, our last tour, I mean, it's easier for us because we're in a bus. We're not all packed into a little van and sleeping in the van. We're lucky enough to be able to have a bus. So I mean, still, when you got like sort of either 15 dudes who will share in a bus within really confined spaces, your only privacy or kind of space you have is your own bunk, which is kind of like being in a coffin,
Right.
So it's like, I guess like after a month of that, you're going to kind of. I mean, me personally, I am very much a loner. I spend a lot of time by myself, either playing music or whatever. So I'm very much a loner. So that's probably the tough part for me, is kind of not having, kind of being around people constantly and kind of really confined spaces on the bus. But I mean, it doesn't really bother me because it's my job and it's a really small price to pay to be able to play guitar for a living. So.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, me personally. It's not. I guess it's not hard for me. I guess I'm kind of accustomed to it, but
right.
I can see why it would be hard for a lot of people.
Wow. Is there any competition, like when you go out on tour with other members of the band?
Competition in what way?
I guess either do you guys play Xbox, or do you do anything special, like whatever?
Yeah, actually, pretty much my whole band except for actually no, just Derek, the other guitar player, Ronnie, the singer of my band. They play Xbox against like the other bands and stuff. They'll be playing like football games and stuff and screaming at each other. So but I kind of I'm a big video game fan, but I kind of stay away from him just so I can kind of practice a little bit more, which is kind of nerdy, but it's true.
Wow, that's really cool. Well, Jacky Vincent, Falling in Reverse. It was great to talk to you. I really enjoyed our little talk together, and I wish you success. And it looks like you're on your way. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Yeah, I guess thank you for listening, and thank you if you're a guitar player, thank you for being inspired, and thank you for picking up my CD if you did. I really appreciate it, and there's some more good stuff to come, so stay tuned.
Great. Thanks very much, Jacky.
Cool, thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.